It is. There was a tom up here too yesterday when me and Nick were going around.
We shot Benny's right here.
I know, but I'm saying last night there was a tom and 3 hens that went up right here.
So, well, it's morning 2 of our Camp Benny turkey camp. And as you can tell, it's light out. First spot we got to, we watched 4 toms go to roost last night. Walking out, we pull up and we're like, oh, there looks like there's, tire tracks in the mud. So we, who knows, could have been someone last night, or we get all packed up and we're walking out and we just make the corner at a bend on the trail and yeah, there's a truck there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I know who it is that's hunting there, and they usually hunt on the far east end of the property, which I'm like, okay, we'll be
on the far west end.
No, east end.
We would be on the west.
They hunt on the
I know,
far
I'm
east
saying
end.
we would be on the west.
Yes, but I'm like, alright, we'll be on the far west end. So we're still heading to our area, and then another truck pulls up, parks way up on the west end, and they get out of their truck and like start running across the field to get there. So, alright, we're heading to spot number 2. Drive all the way in there, and there's a car in there.
Which there's not supposed to be anybody hunting in there this week, so I'm going to talk to the landowner and see.
So we are now heading to spot number 3, third option, where we had the toms yesterday morning. Well, that midday morning. And we have no idea if they're still in that woods. We're going there on a whim because we really have no other place to go right now with 2 other groups of our camp out. We have really no other options at this late, in the morning. So we'll see. We'll get in there and hopefully something's gobbling yet, because it's 10 minutes after legal shooting now.
Yeah.
And we're still cruising around.
But like I said yesterday, they didn't start gobbling until like 3 minutes from now. But it did rain last night, so hopefully...
It rained for about 6 to 7 hours straight.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of rain
doesn't get them out of
there's a lot of ponds over the fields.
Yeah, there's a lot of ponds in the field.
And we got probably another 6 to 7 minute drive just to get there.
But it is what it is. We're gonna make the best of it and have fun, right? That little hill put your stomach in your throat.
I'll try. I was really banking on our first spot. We watched him 4 toms go in, a group of 3, and then a group of, the one tom by himself with the hens. I'm like, we're gonna set up right in between them all, and to get there and have that many people there when we haven't seen anybody for the last 2 weeks.
4 toms attracts a lot of people. Worst part is if we can see them, they can see them.
Yeah. So, all right.
We'll catch you when we're out there.
Setup, and I pulled the bird from there right across in here. So I think, is that a gobbler? Couldn't tell. If it wasn't in this woods. No. So I just said to Mike, I think we should go back, set up in the back side of this woods and try Alright, let's boogie. This is recording here. I think I see one. In the field. Yeah, I see the field there. Straight across. Okay. I can see one struck straight across the field. So we're gonna find a place to set up and get our thermocells going because they're all got them gobbling. Ouch. That dog will be with her. Yep. It's like 100 yards from that. I'm gonna go straight right there now.
Straight that way. Straight that way. See that black dot right there? Is that him? See that what I'm talking about? No, that's not him. I thought he was. Let's see where you're looking. Straight. Straight right there. I think it's just a grass clump. I don't think that's him. No. Okay. I think I want to say he's like right in line with that telephone. I'll get up there. Just go slow and take your time. What in the heck? He wasn't that far. I put it right on him. Oh, he's going down. Oh yeah. You got him. Let's go get him. Grab that up. Fuck yeah, buddy. I can't believe that worked. That's the hen, right? That's a hen. Right here, Mike, right here. Right here. He's still alive. See him? Shit, right next to him. Oh, like that's a shell. I hope your camera's okay. Holy hell, man, that's a Magnum. Oh, I biffed her hard. Oh. Oh. I can't believe that fucking worked. He didn't look that far. Did you get it on film? Yeah. Oh. You get the chase down too? That's all on there, I think. Whatever happened at the end here. I tried to. This should be okay. It's still recording. Dude, look at them hooks. Well, what you just got to witness is two happy, dad bod loving hunters that just had to chase down a gobbler. I don't know what happened. I felt like I was right on him. I felt like I was like square on him. You know, I even took my time. I'm like, okay. He was walking right at us when I shot. Put it right on the base of his neck. Poof. And he turns and starts running. I'm like, uh-oh. And I sucked the last two. I'm like, I turned to Bobby. I'm like, I was right on him. I'm like, what in the heck? Starts flying. Wings locked, and he just did the old helicopter down. Then we get there, and Bobby, oh, he's alive yet. Okay, I go to step on his head, and if the old boy didn't take off on us. I had one round left that I put in the chamber, and once you know, I missed him. Yep, shot right behind him.
That might be partially to blame on the 100-yard dash we did to get up to where he was.
Probably.
And then the like 200-yard dash we did in circles. He literally, I chased him right to you, and he bounced off your leg.
I tried to knock him over, but...
And then I dived at him and woofed it hard. Knocked the wind out of myself. And all I see, I'm like running behind Bobby. And I see him, just a last-ditch effort, dives at it. Lands on it, I see the camera go flying, and I see the bird topple. I'm like, oh, we got him. Oh, Superman here, got him.
Got the bird and saved the camera.
I cannot believe that worked.
I can't either. That was freaking awesome.
When we pulled up and we're looking, we're like, okay, nothing out here. You know, let's, we were going to set up on the fence line and wait, and all of a sudden Bobby's like, what's that? I see a black dot. Start glassing. He's strutting in this alfalfa that is over our knees. All you could see was the top of, but this much of his fan. And then he'd pick his head up a little bit. Otherwise, it was just like the top 4 or 5 inches of his fan. That's all you could see. And, no, I'm like, there goes that idea. I'm like, you know, we ain't gonna be able to walk out here. He's gonna see us. We're driving the truck up, and we're both like, well, we can't see him right now. What if we just take the Reaper, park the truck, and just go straight across the field at him? And we walked probably the first, 50, 75 yards?
Yeah, something like that.
And then we just got down on our knees and crawled because I didn't know exactly where we were. And there's not much of a rise, but just enough.
Just enough that he couldn't see us.
That he couldn't see us till we got within probably 100 yards of him.
Yep.
And then as soon as he saw us, I'm like, oh, I seen him. He had his head way up. And Bobby's like, do you see him? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, he's strutting right at us. As soon as he saw us, right in the strut, and he came to us on a string. And the rest is history.
Yeah. He probably would have came closer.
I might have jumped the gun. All of a sudden, he picked his head way up, and I thought maybe he's seen us. I mean, when you have two guys like this
behind a little decoy,
trying to hide behind this. But yeah, and then I'm like, oh, okay. So I got stabbed the decoy in. I got real low, picked up the gun, clicked the safety off, and when I came up over, he was back in half strut charging us. I'm like, oh shit. Well, Bobby's like, you can kill him there.
Yeah, I want to say it was only like 45.
I don't know what happened. If I was hitting high maybe, or
I mean, but he seemed close enough to me.
Yeah, but it was enough that he was bleeding internally because as we were doing the old loop-de-loops here chasing him around, you could see the blood coming out of his beak.
Yeah, he was done.
And he was gurgling, but we just didn't want him to all of a sudden get his wings back underneath him and take off into the woods because that'd be a real nightmare trying to find him. But
hey, we got him. That's all that matters.
We got one done, bud.
And he's a heck of a bird too. He's got huge spurs.
That's some of the biggest spurs I've gotten in a long time.
They're over 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. They're huge.
Just big old, I mean, he's a limb hanger for sure.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Definitely.
So, oh, jeez, got him. All right.
Got her done.
Well, get some pictures and head back to camp. Last we heard, both other groups of hunters out had birds strutting in the fields by them already. So, hopefully we can get another one down. That's 3 birds down. It's just the second day of turkey camp with the boys from Camp Benny from Michigan. We're having a great time with them boys.
Yeah, they seem like they're having fun.
Oh yeah, they're
Lots of laughs.
a great couple of guys. So yeah, we'll get some pictures and we'll see you guys back at camp tonight.
Boom. Enjoy my Superman move.
Wah!
I'll be paying for that tomorrow.
Night number 2, well, night number 3, day number 2 of turkey camp here with a stellar meal.
Beyond stellar, even. Look at that.
Oh.
Yep, those are pretty peppery.
Yeah, we had a mishap with the container.
Pretty good, huh?
Easy.
Smothered over your steak.
Hey, look at that. I get to wear the turkey killer hat tonight. Jake had it on earlier. Hopefully these boys here get to wear it tomorrow.
Porter, get back in here, bud.
Tom hanging in the corner over there.
Yes, sir.
Can't get much better than that.
Yeah, that's you.
Loving life at turkey camp. Okay, I'm like, then we see this buck walking down the edge of the woods. We're probably 150 yards in the woods set up on this little like ATV trail. See a buck walking down the woods and I grab out, you know, my Drury, you know,
Mad
grunt call, you know, and I'm brah, brah. And all of a sudden I'm like, shit, Nick, I'm like, he's coming, you know? Coming and he turns and he's cutting across on this trail and I'm like, Nick, I'm like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. Nick can go out far, I'm like, be about 30, you know? I draw back, and I see the arrow go right underneath him. And I'm like, oh no. And he tears off like he got stung by a bee, you know? Nick's like, what happened? I'm like, he must have been further than I thought. I'm like, I shot right underneath him. And I'm like, shit.
I think I started grunting right away.
Right away, he grabs the grunt call. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I look from the direction he ran, and I'm like, oh, there's another deer coming. Like, it's a buck. It's the same buck. He's coming back up this trail. You know, and this time he comes right to like 15 yards.
Right between us, I think.
Yeah, we're literally right between us, and I just freaking crush him. And he takes off. You know, on raw, you know, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
We waited for everybody. I think we had the whole crew there.
Yeah, everybody.
You know, we're out tracking it, and we find it. We roll it over. My first shot went right through, and I actually nicked the bottom of the heart.
I think you took the bottom of the heart right off.
It was, yeah, the
Like
bottom
I
comes
shaved
up,
like a little
the
disc
last
off the
little-
bottom of
yeah.
the heart. And we went back to the main shot, and the blood trailed. You could see him coming up the whole way. I'm
So
like,
he was dying.
yeah, and he
was bleeding
came back.
pretty
He
good.
came
he was
back.
bleeding pretty hard.
Yeah.
He came back for another fight. I'm like,
Yeah, he's like,
Wow.
that buck ain't getting the best of me.
Right?
like you got a serious attitude problem.
Not no more, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my most memorable hunts. Being that we were together like that,
That was
you know, and then, you know, the whole thing after, I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, you know, the night's over. I messed this up,
That's
something
good.
horrible, and, you know, Nick right away, he's like, no, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. We got lots of bucks grunting, you know. And he just gets on the grunt call, and yeah, done.
Then he comes back and
Dying.
it's rainy, shitty, sleeting. Go crawl in, sit down, make a little blind at the chair, sniff off some. I'm like, alright, sit here. I got my bow, she's got hers. Sitting there for a while, it's sleeting on my head.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
spitting ice and snow.
Yeah, it was a nasty night. And I'm sitting there and all of a sudden, like 40 yards over, there's a one tall tree and this thing just whipping. Look at my hand, it's kind of windy. Boy, that's really whipping back and forth. I wonder if I'll throw in that tree. And sooner I get that thought through my head, and all of a sudden I hear a branch break and I look, and above the stuff I can just see this crack. Oh my God, it's right here. He's walking, and I grab the gun, call it crack, and he grunts back. I'm like, oh. Now I can't see him. He's up. So I'm like, okay, get forward, you know, back. And he's grunting. She's like, it's coming right at us, and she's not like, get your freaking over, like, you know. She's like, you gotta shoot him. And I look back, and all I can see is he's just charged right at us. This big rat coming through. So I grab my bow and I go up with this, and as I come up, he's standing open and looking at me. I'm like, wow. So I just pull it back. I tuck it, like, I could just see his front shoulders. I tuck it as far over to the edge of the opening, I shoot. I hear a solid crack. I'm like, oh shit! I shot him in the shoulder blade. First thought, you know. Yeah. Turns out he just barrels out of there. I'm like, son. Sitting there, I'm like, shot him in the shoulder blade. I did the same thing the year before, you know. I run out there and there's about that much of my arrow and half it's bloody. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I got into the other shoulder blade. Yeah, now I'm like, okay. So I'm coming on Luke's. I'm like, he's big. All I know is he's big, you know. So I call Mike and I'm like, I just shot a big one. How big? I'm like, it's big. That's all I know is it's big, you know. And so I'm like, okay.
Both of our biggest bull bucks we called Mike first.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, you know, call Mike. We just back out. So I back out, get a couple people together. In that buck, we not necessarily been hunted, but that's what I had to shed from. We had show camera pictures for 3 years ago. Yeah. And I didn't know it was him. You know?
Oh yeah.
So it's dark. We get people together. Okay, we're going on there. And I'm like, okay, here's the arrow. You know, blood. It's raining and shit, so we don't have much blood to go on.
There's like no blood.
I'm like, barrel off this way, you know. So they all kind of just grid search, you know, looking for any kind of sign. And all of a sudden my dad's like, he goes, hey, he said, how big a buck you think it was? I don't, and I'm kind of like, now I'm panicking. Like, I can't blood, I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I don't know, Dad, it's a big buck.
And we're all, because, you know, it's dark and it's deadly quiet. Yeah, you know, and Dad's like, did he have a split time?
So he's asking these questions, like, well, I'm like, why, Dad? I'm kind of getting pissy now, you know? He's like, well, I'm just trying to think of how a big buck would think, you know, how big it is. I'm like, I just know he was big, that's all I know, you know? And he asked him one question, I'm like, what in the hell are you getting at? And I take my spotlight and shine on him, and all I can see is standing and the rat.
He's like sitting on it, like,
over here, Buck.
I'm like, you son of a, I just
he didn't go like 50 yards,
yeah,
was laying there dead.
Oh man.
And then once I get there, I'm like, oh, it's that buck, like the buck that we've been after, you know. Yeah. It was just, and that was the one that he scored 151, and at that time we'd never seen a buck that big.
No. Wow.
We were all like coming on blue, like, oh my gosh. So that was my second buck. I shot the Ifrit North, and then that was the one that broke the dry spell. So I shot 2 big ones back to back. Then I started shooting spikes.
You're like, hey,
yeah,
man, out of man.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you know, Nick the trophy hunter. Right?
Yeah, my next buck after that was a spike. It was. I usually shoot big ones and shoot spikes. So those are probably two of my top for sure.
Nice.
Jay.
Oh, my turn?
Yep.
Oh,
Favorite hunt.
favorite hunt. It's gotta be my first ever buck. That was with Gary.
What did Alex do?
And I was sitting with my grandpa's old 20 gauge, just shooting them little slugs, you know.
Yep.
Well, it's gotta be pretty close, right? So I started out, and I'm sitting up on that east fence line, right where that first hill is, just basically right in front of where the turkeys came up this morning.
Yep.
And I'm sitting up there, and where we were sitting, his ladder stand was behind us, probably 50 yards from it.
Gary's.
Yeah. But that's how I just had a fence line, I didn't have a tree stand. All of a sudden, I hear, fuck!
How did he say it?
I'm looking, all of a sudden, here comes the 6-point running right up towards you, right through the field, right? And I get up on it, and poof! And I pump another one, poof! And I hear in a jugular, it just tumbles, ass over teacup. Oh shit, I got it! Like, I'm excited. He comes walking up out of the woods,
He's like, did you get him? I'm like, yeah, he's right here. He's dead. He's like, oh, I didn't even have a bullet in the gun. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, he went to pull up on it, click, and that's when he yelled, fuck, because it went running. He knew it was running towards me.
Boy, what a cluster.
You see where I get it from?
Yeah, I wonder how that happened.
I'm like, shit. But
So that was your first one, huh?
That's the first book, yeah.
How old were you?
I don't know.
15?
Well, I've had plenty of like redemption hunts in recent years, and those are definitely way up there. I don't know that I actually have the top favorite. I've got a ton of favorites.
Yeah.
But one that I haven't shared on a video before that sticks out was October 1st of '98. This year my oldest was born. And I had a 5-year dry spell one time in my life. 5 years of hunting hard and didn't even have an opportunity at a deer.
A deer period, like not even a
Period.
go?
No
Wow.
shots.
Wow. That's
I
crazy.
saw deer, but no shots. So I was at a low for sure.
Mhm.
And so I went out with my brother. He had access to hunt a really sweet chunk of land, private land, that was just loaded with deer. He invited me to go with him. He had the permission. I was the guest to go with him. So we went out to breakfast, early, like 3, 4 in the morning. And he had this old Ford F-250, 1978. He needed like a ratchet strap just to hold the bed.
Yeah.
We had breakfast,
Classy.
and we head to the property. And I did go there like a couple weeks prior to set stands, but that was about all my experience with the property. Did the scouting and stuff like that. But we're showing up so in the dark here, and the plan is we're gonna drop him off first, and I'm gonna take his truck, go park it, and then walk to my stand. Because the place I parked the truck is closer to where I stand in the fence. Well, this property is lots of this with stone and gravel and stuff like that. It's a 2-wheel drive. So we get to where he gets dropped off, he gets out, and I get in this truck that I'm not as familiar with as my own vehicle. And so I go down, and right away I slip off the side of this 2-track and get the truck hung up. This is opening day, and here I am rocking this thing. This 351 small block. It's like, I'm the youngest, so of course, all I'm thinking is my brother wanting to kick the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Rocking it. Finally, I get a total gimme. I get this thing out. I can't believe it, but I'm shooting roosters of stones. Finally, I get it turned around, I get going. I get it stuck again. Same thing. I'm just like, my brother's probably in the stand at this point, just shaking his head. I'm like, gosh, why did I
What
do
is this idiot
Yeah.
doing?
It's probably my last time hunting here.
Mike knows the feeling.
Oh yeah.
Mike, what are you guys doing?
So I contemplated just leaving it and just walking the rest of the
Right.
distance because I want to get it in the woods. I mean,
Right.
sun's kind of, you can just see, the sky is starting to
Starting to
think
light up,
about it.
yeah.
I should be in the stand already. One more try, got it out. Got to where we would typically park it, parked it, get out to the stand, but I'm missing like half my gear, sweating my nads off. all
Yeah.
that. Climb up in the stand, sitting there, heart's just racing and all that, but finally everything's starting to calm down. So I'm just dripping sweat. I've got an old PSC compound bow with the aluminum arrows, big fat ones.
2316.
Yeah, I don't I think I had,
Broomsticks.
I would have thunderhead broadheads. Dipped arrows and crossed. I was all proud of them, but back then to throw a broadhead straight was like really challenging.
Right,
There's
yeah.
a lot of this going
Yeah.
on. There's no rage, mechanicals that fly out the field point. None of that. You gotta line them up perfect with the vanes and all that, right? So you got them numbered, which one flies actually true, and the rest of them's kind of like,
Yeah, wing
You
it.
know, hit or miss.
yeah.
That's a second lob.
Right.
Yeah.
Finish your That's the
So I'm
femoral
sitting
artery
there-
shot.
That's right, that's right.
Sitting there with arrow nock, sun's starting to rise. I'm starting to just replay in my mind everything that had just transpired. Plus think about my 5-year dry spell. And so I just start talking to God. Like, God, please, just give me an opportunity.
Right.
You know? And then, I'm not recommending this, but this is the honest to God truth, okay? I smoked cigarettes at the time. I said, God, please, if you send me a 12 point, but it's gotta be 12 points, not more, not less. This is the truth, guys. I'll take this to my grave. If I get that deer, if you got 12 points, I'll quit smoking today. God doesn't owe me that or whatever, but that's honest God truth. So I'm just kind of like in and out of that. It wasn't like a super deep prayer. It was just kind of like,
Talking to him.
yeah, just sitting there, whatever. Sun's coming up. It's like this, but within minutes, I look, there's a buck standing there. Within shooting range and everything. I'm like, okay, well, how the heck did you get there? But I was kind of not paying attention and all that. So I'm just watching him like, you know, it looked like an 8 point. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot him. But he's quarter toward, it's a horrible shot at this point. So I'm just watching him. He's looking like behind me. Watching him. All of a sudden, you know, I'm just thinking, I don't have a shot here. And he turns, which is gonna lend a perfect shot. And there's even this big like bush in front of me, kind of like a lilac bush. And I'm just thinking, man, if he goes on the other side of that, I'll be able to draw. We're talking 12 yards at this point, so I got to be able to draw and kill him, right? So he walks and he goes just on the other side of that lilac bush. So I go ahead, wait, and he stops, and it's like he saw the movement through the bush. You guys probably had that happen before.
Yeah.
They go like this. I'm just holding tight. He shrugs it off. He keeps moving. So as soon as he gets on the other side, I got that pin right away on his nose, cheek, down his neck. Here comes the shoulder. Takes a step forward. Zap, I shoot. Hits him a bit low, but he barrels right out of there. Yes, awesome, you know, runs off. So I sit there, I'm just shaking like crazy.
Like, what just happened?
Yeah, this is my first buck with a bow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep. And so he runs off. So I sit there, I gotta wait my 30 minutes or whatever. You know, 2 minutes you wanna get down for
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
hours, right? Well, my brother shows up. I'm like, hey, what are you doing here? He goes, I'm ready to go find your buck with you. And I'm like, you saw me? He goes, yeah, he ran past my stand. He goes, thanks a lot. He died over by my stand. No way! Awesome. So we go track him. We got the video camera. I've got this on video. Not the shot, but the track and whatnot. Yep, the recovery. So we get to him, and I told my brother about this whole, what happened and the prayer they said and all this, and I told him, you know, this was this 8 point buck, I think, and da-da-da. So we get the buck, we recover it, I'm, you know, calling 9, obviously. I look at him, and he's got 8 legal points, but he's got 4 more points that aren't quite an inch long. And so my brother looks at me, and he was a smoker too, he's like, dude, you're screwed, you have to quit. You
Yeah,
realize
he
that,
gave
right?
me this.
And I'm like, what? You know, I'm already making
He's already making concessions.
I'm like, they're in a full inch, you know?
Right.
But inside I'm just like
What are the odds? Yeah, what are the odds of
yeah. So I'm excited, and then like all day I'm still smoking at the time. I'm just all day just like, man, that was odd, you know, and stuff. And so we get it back to his house, get hung on the buck pole, we're all excited, grab some lunch. It's like, what do you want to do? Let's go back out. So we go back out, it's opening day bow season. You know, I go sit in the same stand, but on our way out, we were just talking about, you know, different harvests and what we would like to kill and whatnot, and I told him, I said, man, I think it would just be the coolest thing if I shot one. You know, you see those deer like go dive in the water and stuff, and just to retrieve one and
Yeah.
something like that. That's just so cool, and he talked about what he thought was cool, blah, blah, blah. So I go sit out, same stand. They're like an hour smoking a cigarette in the stand. I hear it behind me. I look, it's a buck. Well, so I put the cigarette in the sight guard of
I'm not
Here
gonna
comes
waste
the,
it.
Right, I'm not gonna throw
this
this
is
out.
good old school. He comes in right underneath me, and then he starts turning. I stand up, I put it, you know, right on the spine, but leave room for caution that I'm gonna get into the chest cavity, right? So shoot, miss the spine, but it goes right in the chest cavity and runs off towards my brother's stand. Yeah, so it's, I wait till dark because I don't want to mess up his hunt. I climb down, I start tracking it, real good blood trail. I get about 3/4 of the way over towards the stand, and there's my brother standing there. I'm like, hey. He goes, hey, you shot another one, huh? Well, yeah. Did you see that? He goes, yeah. He goes, it actually bled on the ladder of my stand.
No way.
No way.
And he's just like crying because he thinks it's so funny, you know, and I felt pretty funny too. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah. He goes, let's go get it. So we go over, we go past the stand, sure enough, it had blood on it. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, that's hilarious. So we get to the end, and there it is, it's laying in the river.
No way.
Like, so he's like, dude, this is
You gotta quit
crazy.
smoking.
Everything that you talked about is
Yeah,
like
it's coming
happening.
true.
I'm like, this is crazy. So, still shrugged it off. Go in, pull it out of there, and we're just like, wow. Well, guess how many points it was?
12 points.
Nope.
4.
Oh.
4 points in the 4.
Oh,
I'm done.
I'm done.
it's tagged out.
Yep. For 7 years before I got my first deer. And I think it was I hunted for 3 years before I ever even seen my first one. But I would have to say right in that top 3, Ben and I leave the Friday after Thanksgiving. We call it Brown Friday. And we're driving down to Coldwater, Michigan. And we're doing the pre-hunt interview. We're driving down and we're talking about, oh my God, you know, we're going down and we're gonna put smack down on some does, and yeah, 2 would be great, 3 would be even better, you know, and just kind of like, let's fill the back of this truck up. So we get out there, and I got to set a stand. So there's a really good ladder stand, but I have to set another one behind it so we can double set, just get in the camera. So bring that stand out there, and I'm getting it all set up, and I'm just like, son of a gun. I have to have a safety vest in this one because I'm doing it all in the dark. Ben's like, I gotta get the camera set up and everything, so I drop everything and I would run back to the truck, get the safety vest, run all the way back there. You know, you're dying. Daylight's already breaking, you know, it's like, son of a gun. And
It's between 10 and 20 degrees.
yeah, it's cold.
Oh, gosh.
But Ben's like, you know, we're hunting southern Michigan, it should be warmer, right? No, it was cold. So we sit there and if Ben has ever told you, I do have really good hearing. And I'm like, I can hear deer over here, I can hear them out here. There's deer walking through the woods because it's so cold, everything is just crunching, the leaf, and holy cow. So we don't see a thing. And it's getting to be that point where it's like, I think you can say it in the video, it's like, man, we're starting to think of some bacon and eggs and hot coffee. and it's 9:37. So we've probably been sitting in there for 3 hours, and it's cold, right? And all of a sudden I go to Ben, I go, holy crap, I got deer coming from the field, they're coming right down the path that we walked. Oh, well, how many? I'm like, 15 to 20 deer are coming through,
man.
which is real common for southern Michigan. We've seen it countless times, you know, and I'm like, all right, I said, they're gonna come in, and Ben's all worried about, well, can I move? And I'm like, dude, you got tons of time, just freaking, get the camera set up, and
They won't be on our right, my right.
right, and I'm like, I don't know. So, but good thing is Ben had practiced shooting left-handed that year before this thing. So now, mind you, if you're Ben, I'm sitting back here, but at this height,
Sure.
right? So we're sitting kind of back to back, and there's a point where Ben's like got the gun between my legs, and I'm just like, come on, let's get this done. Let's kill some freaking deer, So sure enough, they break to Ben's right. Now, mind you,
One detail to mention here. So Doug could shoot these all along,
yeah,
but he wants me to shoot first.
Sure.
I'm like,
Doug.
this is where we're at, because I'm like picking them off as they're coming past. I'm like, big doe, and they're good sized deer down there. And so finally they break off into the area to where Ben's like, all right, I got a shot. So bam, he shoots, and then instantly I'm on guard, right? Because I'm like, he's got his, it's time for me to start shooting, and his breaks away. Sure enough, big doe steps almost right where his was standing. Bam! 20 gauge. That deer just piles up, drops, right?
Nice.
Yeah, we're fist bumping up there, and I'm like, boom, boom, grab another one in there, and this doe just runs right in front of me. She's like 10 yards, and I'm like, bam, and just hammered. I mean, she drops, and she's just plowing snow the whole way. I'm like, boom, that's 3, right? So we get together, we're just fist bumping. I mean, this all happened in a matter of 5 minutes.
Yep.
Just boom, 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 boom. And we're just, so it just ties back to, we're doing the pre-hunt interview.
Maybe it would be better.
And we're like, yeah, 3 would be great. And everybody's like, well, you filmed that afterwards. It's like, no. So
That's awesome.
that is seriously one of my absolute favorite hunts, because we went down there and it's like, yeah, we're gonna hunt the morning, and then we'll go grab lunch, we'll hunt the evening. No, it's 2 hours from our houses to get down there. And it's like, no man, we got a ton of work to do. We gotta get these deer right? No, and then we gotta get them in the truck and then let's drive home, So, but how many times haven't we done that? We drove down there and it's like, we hunt the morning, it's like, well, we're out of tags, let's go home. And just fly out of there.
That's awesome.
But those are the hunts that are always the best for me. Like I always said, it's like, yeah, the times when you shoot those monster bucks, those are incredible times. But this, I mean, even like the hunt this weekend, this will be in my top 5. Just because it's you're hanging out with the guys, you're telling the stories, you're writing a new book of dog.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But it's the hanging out, it's the shooting the breeze, it's having a couple drinks and stuff like that. And
Absolutely,
just,
man. Absolutely.
this is what deer hunting is about, turkey hunting is about to me. It's just
Yep. It's all about the camp. All right, well, our Camp Benny turkey hunt experience is coming to an end. We had a great weekend. We said plan this for a long time, look forward to it for a long time, and just like that, it's over. But I can't thank you guys enough for everything you've done for us and showed us, and just all
Making
around
the trip over here.
Yeah, I mean, making the trip. I know it's not a quick jaunt for you guys to come, but I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for everything, and it was a great weekend.
Thank you. We've had a blast. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it really, for us, I mean, this is like half the distance that what we do for our regular deer camp, so kind of felt like a hop, skipping it.
Oh, sure,
Yeah, I suppose for you guys, yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much. I mean, we had a fantastic time with you guys this weekend. All the success, not only just by the turkeys that you see here, but the time in camp and all the laughter and guts are just killing from that.
Oh, yeah.
Muscles are sore. Yeah. Food was amazing. You guys are great hosts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
The Book of Doug, we'll be working on getting that published.
We're going to try to get that coming soon.
Some of the jokes this guy's got, I tell you what, he had our sides hurting all weekend long.
Yeah, non-stop.
But anybody have any input or?
Made a lot of good memories, a lot of fun. Lost a lot of blood due to skeeters.
Yeah.
They were bad.
Definitely did our donation.
We want to thank Thermacell.
Star of the camp.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great weekend. A lot of fun time spent out in the field. A lot of memories made around camp. Fun getting to know you guys. A lot of fun.
No, just hanging out and literally just listening to all the different stories, the turkey hunting stories, fishing stories, deer hunting stories. It's just fun to share that stuff.
Wow.
We lost a rope. But, that's just due to the wind out here. But what a great time. I know I had said it before, but that day hanging out with your dad too, and what a good guy. And you can see the benefits of how he's raised you guys and how you bring this all together. And man, this is awesome.
That
it's
means
this
a
whole
lot, man.
family
Thank
thing.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah, like you said, we're not, us three are brothers, and Bobby and Jake, they've pretty much brothers.
They're brothers.
They've been here through thick and thin, and
that's the redheaded stepbrother over there.
Ginger.
Ginger does it again. Jake don't miss. Jake don't miss.
Yeah, some more one-liners from Jake this weekend.
Roll them.
Yeah, good week.
A lot of laughs.
Yeah,
Definitely going to remember this one a long
time.
A
lot of memories that'll last a lifetime. Like you said, Ben got his first one with his pistol. And from last spring when I watched a video of him patterning that, I'm like, that would be just awesome to see him kill one with that thing. And for him to bring it over and seal the deal with it, that made the whole trip for me, watching that bird crumple with that thing. I'm like,
to come together
that was awesome.
That close.
I like it on the video because we watched it and you're like, oh, they're coming close. Grab that pistol.
They're going to be right on us. Hurry up. No, just an awesome weekend and look forward to future adventures together.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely something we'll love to do again.
Yeah.
So be sure to go to Camp Benny and check out their videos. Check out all their videos. I highly recommend them.
Very good.
You won't be disappointed. It'll leave you hanging on for every moment and
waiting for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So until the next one, thanks for watching.